So I'm going to show you the versions that I have of The Great Sea Ahead, which for years I called Will My Cane Float? Because that was actually a question that I received from a passenger. But let's take a look at how many versions I've gone through to get this memoir to where it is today. How many alternate chapters, how many tenses that I changed even, how many stories are swapped out, just questions I had of myself as a writer and fears really that dictated a lot of my decisions. All right, so this is my main folder of The Great Sea Ahead, or what I was calling for a while, and you'll see a lot of Will My Cane Float, the original name for my memoir, because that was a question that a passenger asked me once, a snorkeler in the Caribbean, and I just thought it was, really evocative, gave you a sense of, put you in a certain place, and raised just enough questions to hopefully open the book. I've gone with a different title. You know what? Tell me which one you like, actually, because it's not finished. We're still just putting it out there. But you can see here, okay, 2020 edits, 2021 edits, 2023 edits, 24, 25. Let's go first to archive versions, because you'll see I didn't start writing this in 2020. No. Here's 2017, 2016, 2015. Look at all these versions. 2014. And it goes back beyond that, really, because I kept a journal when I was on board the ship, and that was in 2003 and 2004. So that's crazy. So I kept a journal on the ship. I knew that things were happening to me, that I was experiencing things that I just had to write down. I couldn't let go of. Here's 2011. And I started writing them out over time, but I didn't start to really shape them until about here, 2011, 2013. I'm still going, by the way. Do you notice this? This is just one of my version folders. Let's check out, 2012. How many versions of this did I save? Okay, 12 versions I saved in 2012. I have bits and pieces. How many stories here do I have in bits and pieces? These are either different versions of stories I did, or just general stories that maybe didn't make it into the book ultimately, which there are a lot of. I was even reminded of some stories when I shared this years ago. I had a piece or two published in Caribbean Life and Travel, something like that. And then the Toronto Star published another piece of mine about working on this ship and some of my stories. And someone reached out to me on Facebook and said, "Hey man, do you remember your first cruise as a cruise director in the Caribbean, and that passenger woke up blind?" I had totally forgotten that one of my passengers woke up without the ability to see one of the first mornings of my first week as a cruise director. For some reason, we keep going. Here are versions in 2014 that I was doing. You also can't leave it at just the writing. You have to have proposals. You have to have marketing plans. You have to have collateral. And these are all things that I've worked on over time. Here's archive proposals. I've queried about 100 literary agents and made an Excel document that shows who I queried, why, who they represented, why it was relevant, and then the date that I queried them. So you can just see the amount of work it takes to put something like this together, or the amount of work that it's taken me to put this memoir together.